Everybody, thanks for watching. Welcome to Cash Talk. We got my man, Mr. Myron Davis, with me today.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Where you living at now?
I'm in Davenport, Florida, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in Florida?
Yeah, I grew up in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville? Yeah, I knew it was either Jacksonville or maybe Orlando or something like that.
Yeah,
so born and raised in Jacksonville.
Yeah. Actually, I was born in Cali, but I raised in Florida.
Oh, okay. Where were you born at?
San Diego.
Oh, San Diego? Okay. Was it a military hospital?
Mm-mm.
No? You just out there? Family was out there?
My mom from Cali.
Okay.
So my dad, of course, met my mom out there, and you know.
Yeah. Why Florida? Why'd they choose the Florida?
Oh, well, my dad, he's from Jacksonville. So.
Okay. So pack up, go over there. When did you leave Florida?
You mean Cali?
Oh no, not Cali, but I was talking about Florida. Like what when you eventually moved out of Florida, like Navy wise. But you do bring up a good point though. While you're leaving, how old were you when you left Cali?
About 6.
6. All right, so you pretty much did more social stuff like in Florida, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Where did music come into that?
Well, my dad and my mom, all they did was play music all day, every day.
Right.
Yeah.
So were like you dabbling in anything like recording wise or anything, just drum machines, playing any instruments in the meantime?
Well, when I was young, I had like a little small Casio keyboard and stuff. I used to emulate like different songs that I hear, stuff like that.
Those weird little demo beats they had in there. Slow them down, beat them up.
I peep like different melodies and stuff like Frankie Beverly Maze, Golden Time of the Day. I used to do the bass line for that and stuff like that.
Oh, you just recreate it yourself out of ear? All right. Did you have any formal training at all?
Yeah, not back then.
Right.
Believe it or not, my dad wasn't let me join the Navy, the band.
Yeah?
He wasn't let me join the band. I wanted to be in the band. He wasn't let me join. So I didn't get no training until after I got out of the Navy, went to full sail.
Right. Yeah, and that's something I really want to get into too, because I was that close of pulling the trigger on that when I was in Florida, but I just couldn't get around to it. So how old were you when you joined the Navy? And what made you join the Navy?
That's a long story.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna start out like this. I was making pretty good money at the time. I was 18, just graduated from high school and everything like that. And like I said, I had one of the type of dad that was cheap. He didn't want to pay for nothing or something like that. So I wanted to go to full sail back then. And he was like, I'm not going to pay for that. He thought using music was a waste of time. I was money, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up joining the Navy, right? Joined the Navy. My plan was to do 4 years, get out, go to full sail, whatever. But as you know, I have my daughter.
Right.
So when I had my daughter.
How old were you when you had your daughter?
23.
23? Yeah, close to my age when I had mine.
Yeah.
Mine's 15 going on 16.
Mine's 20.
Right. I know I mean, you're kind of out of the weird high school. I mean, you are out of the high school part, but it's getting a little bit more serious now. It's one phase when you get it and it's fresh, right? With bringing a girl through social norms, right? And you say, okay, teenagers, that's really scary. But I think the real scary part is like when they get to be on their own.
Yeah.
But
she'll stay with her mom, but it's like she's still a teenager now, but her mom got this real tight leash on her, you know what I'm saying? And I'm about to start over again. I'm about to have
yeah, congrats on that. Congrats on that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is, but hey, you know what I mean? It things happen for a reason.
Oh yeah, that's what I always say.
Right. Keep you pushing, man. Sometimes we need those pushes.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Get me like, all right, I gotta go do this thing now. I've been putting it off. You know what I mean? I gotta work a little bit harder now.
Yeah.
I was in the comfort zone. You know what I mean?
That's gonna make me keep up. You know what I'm saying? Keep me young and stuff like that. So.
Definitely, yeah. My daughter helps with that. So you joined the Navy. How old were you again?
I was 18.
18. And when you joined, like job-wise, what were you thinking when you were looking it over? What was your recruiting experience like? Mine was crazy.
I'm gonna tell you something. I got a 63 in my LSAT. I had all these books, all these jobs in front of me. He was like, pick one. I'm just going through the books. Oh, no.
Right.
So I saw cook. Me being me, started thinking about the female. You know, and I was like, oh, I learned how to cook. That could be my MO.
Right.
That's why I chose to be a cook. Little did I know what it really entails. You know?
Yeah, they ain't teaching you much. They ain't teaching you much as far as flavor and anything. Right. They just cook these prepackaged things. Good.
It worked out on me on my off days, you know, when I did have a day or whatever.
It's funny too because I'm sitting there and I put myself in that situation, remembering when I'm flipping through those cards, right? And I'm thinking, all right, my train of thought was, and this is dumb when I look back on it, it was that the faster the school, the faster I can, you know, I don't want a lot of school, right? I was like, I wanted to pick a job that was kind of short. So I picked, you know, SH in Meridian, Mississippi. It was like, I forget, it was like a month or two. It was really short. And I was like, yeah, bet, I want to do that. But looking back, I should have took the longest school so I didn't have to go to the fleet for a minute. Right. So it's funny. So,
hey, but you look back at it like, dang, what I was thinking about now.
Right. I was like, I should have been going to school a couple different times, switching my rate, because I heard a couple people, they had like 3 schools that they had to go to before they can even get to the fleet.
Yeah, man.
So.
Yeah.
So when you're in, and you went to Meridian, where was your school at?
My school was in San Diego.
San Diego. All right, so that's great for you.
Yeah, I was back out there with my family, my grandma and everything. And,
Was that a good thing or a bad thing, being out there during, you know, having those things accessible to you? You know what I mean? Like family, friends, you're familiar with the area. You might act out a little bit, might break curfew.
It was a great thing. It was a great thing. This is my girl. Damn it. This is a great thing, you know.
Good. So you get out there, and how long was that school?
It was actually 6 months for me.
6 months? Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. And then all of a sudden you get to, at the end of it, did you get to pick, or they just randomly threw you out there?
They randomly put me out there, bro. I just knew I was gonna be back in Jacksonville, and they just gave me Japan. Oh man, you talk about somebody that literally teared up. Japan.
Yeah, that's a huge shock, right?
Yeah.
Probably ended up being the greatest thing ever.
Yes. Which is why I got my daughter, so you know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I heard nothing but great things out there. I heard, you know, one, it could be, you know, if you're younger or whatever, it could be a wild time, and if you're older, you know, you can enjoy, you know, the different things. You know what I mean? You ain't out clubbing all the time and shit like that. So I heard good things from both sides of that.
It was great. It helped me grow up too, man, because I know when I look back at it, if I really had ended up going back home, like with my family and friends that, you know, I was in high school with and stuff like that, things would have been much different, you know what I mean? Starting now, you know, I got money now, I got more money than before, and yeah, it probably been worse, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, we were all in them show off, you know, it's like weird. It's almost, I always compare it to like college players when they go to the NFL or whatever, and the first thing they do is they go out and buy all this shit. Like, that's how it feels when you're in the Navy at first. Everybody's showing up with their new whips, with the brand, hanging out, and you're like, what's going on here? Everybody's just blowing their checks.
Just imagine, you know, you 19, 20 years old, right? Jacksonville, you got your own apartment, you got your, man.
Yeah, they're paying for your apartment.
Right, man. Right. I'm glad I stayed in Japan.
So while you were in Japan, did you did you ever link up with anybody? Like, did music come back around at any time while you're in the mix of this? Because the Navy is a big area for a lot of people that they're like, I do music.
Actually, this is where Japan is where I bought this thing right here.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So,
hey, that's a good segue, bro. That's a good segue, bro. Look.
Oh, you think I don't remember that?
Yeah. This is the original one.
Yeah.
There you go. This is the original one. I don't have the power adapter, so I can't turn it on.
Oh yeah.
But this is the one from the boat. Paul Easy.
You still got the beats on there? Did you erase it?
No, I think I still have the beats on there.
Oh, word.
I mean, it's been a while. I haven't. So the funny thing is about that beat machine is that once I came back to Maryland, I kind of upgraded my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave it to a friend to use, and he had it for like 2 years. And then eventually he's like, yo, you want this back? I'm not really using it. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So then I end up getting it back. But that's funny you showed me that because I remember that beat machine. And I had this one sitting out just for a segue for that. So that's pretty dope. So you did link up. So you were messing around in Japan with it?
Yeah.
Nice. Were you linking up with anybody else?
Not at the time, because I wasn't really confident in myself and stuff at the time. Even when I got to Hawaii, I still wasn't really confident because I wanted to link up with y'all, but I was like, no.
Right, you kept sneaking in the barbershop and you'd slap down some good beats on there.
Yeah, but it was like, oh no. But you know, once I got out, actually when I got to, I was still in. Actually, when I went to South Carolina, and I started messing with the electric tribe again, and started getting a little bit better at it. And I'm like, okay.
All right, yeah.
Now it's coming too.
Yeah, like I said, I know I remember one distinctly that you made. I can't remember it in my head, but the second I hear it on here, I'll know which one it is. It's kind of cool because like the snare's a little like it's I forget. It's like you expect it on the note, but it's like a slide over, so it makes it sound real like wavy.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So once you're in, you go from Japan, you go from Hawaii. That's where we met. You were in Hawaii. How long were you in Hawaii? When did you get there exactly?
2000.
2000? Oh, so that's when you were on the Heezy. So you were there the whole time I was there.
I got on the Heezy at 2003.
Okay.
Short duty first.
All right, so you were already in Hawaii in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, man. The Heezy was a wild time.
Yeah. I was looking back at them.
Yeah. That's what I said, man. It was like with the music thing, right? Like your point, I was not confident at all in any of my music stuff. But what I did know was computers. So when I would go over to Ramon's house, Sir Idol, he didn't really know the music program. He knew, hey, I could slap a beat in here and we can rap over it. That's it, right? And I'm like, I'm in there. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we don't have to keep laying these hooks like this. Like we can just literally copy them and drag them onto the beat. And so it'd start progressing from there. And then they was like, oh, you might as well go rap. So I did that. That was embarrassing for myself now that I look back on it. Cause you got people like in there. You got Raw Sass in there. You had Walker was in there. Chriswell would go in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, why am I in here doing this? Like, what the hell?
Man, I do wish that that I had my confidence up at the time, because I had FL Studios and stuff, and I was doing like little things. And man, I was like, man, I should go present this to them and everything.
Right.
Something, but like I said, man, I was like, oh.
Yeah, because that's what I was talking about before. I was like, I was just in the ship store, and I always wrote music to, I'm like, oh, this is a fire beat. That'd be cool if I could write something to it. And then Malt becomes trucking in that motherfucker and slaps a tape in the tape player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they felt comfortable because I was in there listening to rap music. I don't know if a lot of people know, but they kept trying to tell me I couldn't play that shit in the store in the barbershop.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. They had many meetings in your MS office about me and Halen. I know that.
Yeah. And Pat.
Yep. But yeah, and I just asked them, I'm like, where you doing that at? And they're like, oh, in the room. And I'm like, oh shit, I need to see this. But that's how I just inserted myself into the situation. And then after that, like I said, I just took a liking to it and ran with it. And I think that's a good point. Like you said, confidence is a big deal, right? Imagine how fast you can progress if that confidence is where you need it to be. But it takes time. And it takes...
I definitely look back at it, man. I was like, man, I could have made some fire stuff with y'all back then. You know what I'm saying? I never knew.
It would have been fire, I know. Because we'd all learn faster because we'd had to figure out how to get the beat from the beat machine into the computer. Because I was just looking at this. This doesn't even have a. This is just MIDI.
Nah.
Right. So it's not like you just USB it.
Nah. You had to use the line out thing.
Right. Right, and even that was kind of tricky too sometimes because the quality wouldn't sound right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
so. What year? So how long did you do in the Navy?
Oh, I did 20.
Damn. All right. So props up for you for sticking it out. I tried to do it. I said, hey, I'm at the 8-year mark, right? Kind of right, right at the pivotal point to where either if I do another 4 or whatever, I'm at 12. I'm going to keep going, right. Or I'm only at 8. I can just duck out and not really be affected by it. And I wanted to. They just didn't want to send me back to Hawaii.
I know, bro. I want to stay in Hawaii. And
I'm dumb for leaving, honestly. I should have never left, but it's a different story. Like I mean, thinking back now, it's like, why would you even leave there?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just stay? Yeah. But it takes us different places. So when you leave Hawaii, where do you go?
I went to South Carolina. I did corrections. Charleston.
How was that?
It was great. Yeah, it was great. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. Well, my cousin's a correctional officer. He works for the state, and he always tells me weird stories. Yeah. So I didn't know it was like for the military version of that.
Well, it was like, I ain't gonna lie to you. It seemed like the prisoners were more cooler than staff people, man. You know what I'm saying? I was so ready to leave there. Right.
Yeah, I could see that. Right? You're in there with a bunch of people that are probably in there on some dumb shit.
Stupid. Some people did some crazy stuff, but other people, it was like dumb.
That's like one time, I don't want to shout out his name, but I'm probably sure you recall when they had that big thing about tapping the barracks rooms. Yeah. And they did that complete sweep, and one of my ex-roommates, and it was I considered a close friend, was on trial for that motherfucker for supplying the whole island. Yeah. And they could have rang him up. He could have been one of them dudes in there. And I told him, I was like, keep fighting that, man. Don't let him run you over like this. But that's interesting. Corrections. Is there a reason? Did you have a lot of options? Like, what were your options in that moment? You like, I could do corrections, or I just want to get back to the East Coast, or what was it?
Man, Master Chief put me up, man. Master Chief that was on the ship. He wanted me to go recruiting, but not recruiting. I'm sorry, push boots up in Great Lakes.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't want to do the cold. So,
not Chicago. Nah.
So I chose to do correction. But looking back at that too, I was like, man, I could have made cheap. But
yeah. If you ride that wave, right, you get the recommendations, you get in with the right people.
But I was like,
yeah, that weather is something else. I'm gonna have to respectfully decline.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie neither. The Master Chief put me on game. Unfortunately, it wasn't the cool one. It was the latter one that we had. You know who he is, right? Yeah. So, but he did put me on my game. I was cutting his hair one day, and he was like, "What are you gonna do after this?" And I was like, "I don't know. Probably get out." He goes, "Why would you get out? What, you have an opportunity to do, shore duty."
Yeah. And
he was like, "DC is a good area," and he ain't lying. DC is a great area. The only thing I don't like is he's cold. Was that? There. Yeah, I never left. Once I got here, I was like, oh, all right, this fits. You know what I mean? I was like, it's unfortunate it's not warm, but it fits.
How long was you there?
I got there in 2004, and I got out of the Navy in 2007, and then I went to Florida briefly and lived in Lauderdale, Pompano, really, for like 7 months, or I forget how many months. And I moved back to Ohio briefly just to get my shit together because I was single dad. And the economy crashed, right? So I was like, I need to reset. But then I came back down to Maryland to finalize some paperwork, and they were like, "Yo, we got government jobs." And I already was stationed there in the Navy, so I was like, I got on as civilian. So I've been here ever since. Like I had, like, nah.
Yeah, we came out there. We had came out there 2014. I wish I knew you was out there.
Well, if you come back up, we got a nice spot and plenty of room up here.
I see.
Yeah, we're a little bit outside the city. You know what I mean? About 25-minute drive. Get in, but so you do South Carolina, right? You're there, and you're like, all right, I need to get up out of here. What was next?
That's when I went home.
That's when you went home?
In Jacksonville. Finally got stationed in Jacksonville. And at that time, like you said, everything works out for a reason, man. At the time, I had a different mindset and everything. You know, had my house and, you know.
Right, you slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, slowed down. So I wouldn't even, I got there, I wasn't even kicking it with my friends that I grew up with and stuff like that. Just one friend that I did. But,
yeah, because everybody's kind of moved on, right? You've been gone for so long. So, yeah, good timing.
Different, man. So that's when I started, you know, dipping a little bit more in music and FL Studios and stuff like that.
What put you over the top to say, you know what, I'm going to go get this right now, I'm applying for this? Was it like reading up on some of the, you know, the benefits or something like that, where it's like, holy shit, I could do this?
What's that?
To go out and say, I'm doing Full Sail, like I'm just going for it.
Oh, that was just my dream, man. Like I said, since I was 18, man, I always wanted to go to Full Sail, learn how to produce and everything like that. So once I got started to look for retirement and everything, I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fulfill my dream. Push.
Yeah, you definitely did it right, man. I mean, you got that, you know, you got retirement, you can still work, you're healthy, you know what I mean? And you got, and you accomplished your goal. You know what I mean?
Actually still going, man. I'm going to Berkeley right now.
Oh, shit. You're trying to double down on those. So in Berkeley, so you might be able to get like a full college degree, right? Like, not like a, you know, Full Sail. What does Full Sail consider? Is that a?
I got a bachelor's.
What's that?
I got a bachelor's.
Oh, so you do get a bachelor's out of Full Sail. Okay, so that's the difference. The school I didn't offer it like that. It was just certificates.
Well, that's the second school. I went to another school after I left Full Sail called First Institute out here. And that kind of, I learned something. I ain't gonna say I didn't learn nothing, but it kind of like going to Berkeley and looking back at it, I was like, damn, I kind of wasted my time going there. I should have went to Berkeley.
Right. Time and money, right?
Right.
Man, no, but that's dope. So you get a bachelor's degree once how long was the Full Sail?
Full Sail is 2 years.
2 years. And what's the schedule like on that? How many days a week are you going?
Man, depending on class, because like some classes where you go, like you get 2 classes each semester, and I believe it's like it's like every 3 days you're going. I'm sorry, you're going every other day.
Oh, okay, all right.
Every other day and no weekends. That's
pretty intense too, when you consider it like if you still have a job, you know, a full-time job at the time. But
sometimes like some of the classes got labs and stuff. So labs sometime on the weekends. So,
yeah, that's how it worked out. That's how it worked out for us too. It was like, man, it felt like I was going every day of the week, and I was working, right? So the class started at 6 p.m. and didn't end till 11.
Yeah.
And then I'd get up and go right back to work. And I'm like, this is killing me. I'm like, I love music, but I don't know if I love it this much. So I started not, you know what I mean? Like not taking it that serious. I mean, I got through it.
Yeah.
But Full Sail was something I was definitely looking at, especially when I was down in Florida, and I was like, I just can't do this as a single parent. I ain't got my feet under me. But what was that experience like, right? You get in there, are you like older than a lot of people, same age? Because I know there's always that stigma. When I was going to University of Phoenix, I was up in there and I'm like, man, I am not, you know what I mean? I'm not in the right place, right? You can look around the room and see life decisions. Like, oh, I made the wrong one.
Yeah, man. I was the old guy in my classes, man. But fortunately, though, I wasn't the only one. You know what I'm saying? Like, a couple of classes I had, a couple of guys was older than me. So I was like, okay. And then, you know, my work, it showed, you know,
right,
kind of outshine some of the younger cats anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it gave me confidence. So I didn't even
Yeah, same for me. Like when I went to that class, they were all young kids. They didn't know much. They just was chasing the dream. Like, oh, I'm 20 and I'm just, my mom spending this bread and I'm getting the thing, you know, and I'm older in there, but typically they tend to take a liking to the older dudes as long as you're not like totally out of the loop.
Right.
You know what I mean? They chill, they chop it up, they learn some stuff. You can learn some stuff from them too.
Oh yeah, man, I don't collab with so many of these guys.
So you did the 2 years, and then after the 2 years, so you what was the plan after that? Like you're like, all right, I did the 2 years. Is that all they offer? Is that the max you can do? You can't go back up and do what you're doing or what are currently in Berkeley?
Yeah.
Okay. You see what I'm saying? Like, did you have to go to Berkeley to obtain something more, or you know what I'm saying?
No, I could stay at Full Sail to get my master's in a different program, but I was thinking like, man, I only had like, you know, maybe like 6 months on my GI bill.
Right.
You know, Full Sail, that's like 80 grand.
Yeah, they're eating that up.
Yeah, that's like 80 grand. So I was like,
you get a lot with that though, right?
Yeah, you did. I mean, I got this laptop, you know what I mean? All kind of gear and stuff like that. But after that, like I said, I wanted to like learn about recording arts and stuff like that. So that's when I decided to join First Institute. But First Institute, for the program that I went into, they just pretty much taught everything in music production.
I see.
I'm like, man, I'm in the class like, okay, I know this. I know this. Okay, they didn't teach us that, but okay, I know this too. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it was one of those kind of schools right there. And then after that, you know, I got a job doing audio and visual work at PSAV and stuff like that.
That's what I was going to University of Phoenix for.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, audio visual presentation or communications as they called it or something like that.
That's what I was doing for about a year, and then COVID hit. So I'm on furlough from that, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just sitting around the house. I might as well do something to collect some money and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. I ain't mad at that. I mean, shit, Berkeley sound good as fuck too in a conversation. You just throw that out there.
Bro, I only been at Berkeley for like 4 months, and I learned so much, like, as far as like what you call it, key signatures and playing and everything.
Progressions, yeah, different things. That's something I can never really master. Like I can do basic chords and stuff like that, but you know, when it gets into those, like I've watched countless YouTube videos of here's a simple way to figure out the chord and and I'm like, nah, that shit don't make sense to me. You're like, it can't be two things. One of those keys can't be two things. Like, why would you do that? Yeah. I forget what it is, but if you use a certain combination, then that key then transforms into
the
other key. Or I was like,
I know what you're talking about already.
Yeah, but I don't even know what they call it, but
actually, when you're doing those scales though, because like I practice on the scale every day, like a different scale, and once you practice on the scale, you will see how it kind of like goes into another key.
Right. So, in the meantime, while you're doing all this, again, I keep going back to it. Is like now that you got all this time and experience under your belt with music, did you try to ever like go out, put out beats, social media wise, link up, anything like that?
Not yet. And this is the reason why. Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. Like I told you, I link up with a lot of people, man. Matter of fact, I have a female that goes to Berkeley, and she just put out a song that I did the bass line on and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I'm working with a guy in Australia that goes to Berkeley too, and we are working on a song together. Actually, about it's called Multiply, but it's called it's about like everything that's going on in the world, like the social issues and how we're trying to divide everybody up and everything. I just got through doing my verse today, matter of fact.
Oh, that's what's up.
For myself, putting out music, I haven't done so yet because I am trying to get that clear mix before.
Oh, you're stuck in the creative trap.
Right.
I'm there all the time. You're like, I can tweak this a little bit, or I can EQ this a little bit, or
So once I get that where I'm confident, like, okay, this sounds nice, I can put it out there.
Here's a better question. With your music, with what you do, what do you want to do, and what do you want to do great, right? Because everybody has, like, originally I jump into music, I'm not doing it for anything specific. I'm just doing it for entertainment purposes, right? When I'm doing it because I love to do music. Like I said, I was like, okay, I'm gonna rap, and then eventually it progressed into like I want to figure out how to create it and record it, and like you said, and if I record it, it got to sound better than ever. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going. That was one of my perks when I was doing my little CDs and I was starting when I first got to Maryland. Took what I knew from Hawaii, came to Maryland, and I said I just want the lyrics to sound as clean as possible.
Right.
Because everything I read, it said start with the microphone.
Yeah.
Like, bam! I went out and spent my money on a good ass microphone. So then I figured out, okay, then I started learning, again, self-training, EQ, like what to do, where should the vocals sit, you know, what it even means. But yeah, so later on, I mean, it just develops into different shit. So what do you want, like, to be you? Like when someone says, Myron Davis, music game, this is what you're known for. You know, because I mentioned, because you did mention that you said you had a lot of, you're dabbling in, like, oh, I did the bass on that. I did it. Some people, that's good for them because that's just steady pay. I ain't got to do a lot of like promo ops or anything. You know what I mean? Like if it ever gets to the famous level.
Right.
So where do you stand on that? Do you want to be out there? Or you want to be?
I'm going to tell you like this. My main goal is to get some music placement. That's all I want. A placement on TV or a television show, commercial, or anything, you know, the Super Bowl halftime show, whatever. But, you know, if it gets to the point, if I'm blessed to get to that point where a known artist want to work with me, I am definitely down with that.
That's what's up. No, you bring up a good point. You bring up a good point about the music game. And you said, I just want my music to be placed.
Right.
The important thing about this, a lot of people don't understand, is like if you did the theme song for that little weird ass beat for Seinfeld,
yep,
balling, that check comes every month looking good.
Right.
Or the Friends, that check, forever money. So you're dead on with that. Like start there, right? Like, or a movie.
Right.
I heard they pay the most publishing or whatever, the royalties off the movies.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's a sale and more people go watch them.
Yep. That's all I want, man. I don't really care if, like I said, if an artist want to work with me, I'm down. Let's do it.
Do you got any plugs for the how-tos on that? Have you been searching any, like, hey, you know, because I know like CD Baby does a lot of good shit. I don't know if you've ever got on there.
Yeah, I wrote down quite a few things, man. CD Baby, I don't know my paper out. What's that name? My paper.
Yeah, just trying to enlighten anybody that's watching, thinking the same thing. You know what I mean? Always good to drop a jewel here and there and say, hey, it's like a centralized hub to do all of it. Put together press packages and all your shit. You know what I mean?
Man, like I said, I had it wrote down. I got like a whole notebook right here, so I don't want to like go through it right now.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I email it to you, and on your next segment, you know, do a recap. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I can link shit.
Yeah.
Butter. So what do y'all got laying around in that studio over there? I see one tucked over in the corner.
I got my new X Touch right here. That I got. I got my
You got a dope setup, by the way.
Oh yeah, thanks, man.
So I'm in the process of doing my back room, and I might need you might need to send me like a couple like shots from the back for some ideas. You know what I mean? Pause. Ross has to say pause on that, but you know what I mean when you come in the doors to see the whole setup, because I'm starting from a blank slate, and I think it's probably the same size as that room.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I already bought the this big ass Dell curved monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's my next thing.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna start there.
Yeah.
And then I got the Mac M1 Mini, the Mac Mini M1.
I was just gonna say that. I was about to get that.
Oh, I tricked it out too. I was like, well, if I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I haven't busted it open yet, because like I said, I gotta get that set up. But
I'll talk to you offline on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
More about that.
So now you are Mr. Berkeley, right? Soon to be father.
Yeah. Again.
Right? Again. Right? And just living life.
Yeah, man.
I mean, how can you not be ecstatic, right? Sometimes it's in the mundane, right? We can't take a break and look at things and say, damn, I'm so lucky how I got here.
Yeah, man. For real. Man, at first I was, so worried about not working and everything. But man, bro, it's like I'm doing great right now, you know what I mean?
Well, it's important to have a hobby and you have something that you can focus on that, work wasn't your whole life.
Right.
For some people that is. And once you take that away, they just lose.
Yeah, some people have heart attacks and everything, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you just lose, like motivation. You're just wandering around the house, doing whatever. But I mean, you definitely did it and it all lined up for you. So I'm glad. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I don't want to hold you up too much. Social media accounts, anywhere they can see or hear your music. Hear your music. Or other artists that you are featured in, right?
Yeah. Check out my Instagram, Myr1 Davis at Instagram.com. And same thing for Facebook. And also looking at my girl, her name is Be the Musician. Go in there, check her out. And the song she just put out, I did the bass line for it. You'll see that on there.
Yeah, man. Shoot me her. I'll go check her stuff out.
Awesome singer, bro.
Maybe a possible interview. Who knows?
Yeah.
Artist some time to shine.
Let me know. I let her know too.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. I mean, just trying to get out there. You know what I mean? Starting it off, seeing where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And like I said, some of the first people I thought about, I was like, I think about people, that I know and know me, and kind of touch points of my relationships or my growth through life, right? Like when we were just in Philly, he was talking to Ross Ass, and as a team, that was the first time we all met together.
Yeah.
So we were in there wilding out, and but it's interesting to hear how everybody meets everybody, and then where you are now. You know what I'm saying? So, and all those little micro memories that I remember that.
Hey, speaking of that, are you coming down to Miami?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So so he threw that out there. So we're gonna be down there. We got a nice spot. There's room.
Yeah, he let me know.
That'd be dope if you can make it. It's Hollywood technically, but
hope I can.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate your time. I really do. It was good. It was fun. I'm surprised you brought out that beat machine because I had mine sitting here too. So we were thinking the same thing.
Hey, man. I hope you find a power chord. It'd be nice to do get that old beat part to make some
yeah. I'm gonna go on Amazon and look for one.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
All right, bro.
Later.